Welcome to the loop.
Welcome to the loop, everybody. How's it going? Yes, this is the loop. It's a talk show about video games. My name is Eric. I'm joined by Kyle.
Yo.
And Jeremy.
Hello.
And Trevor.
That's me.
The beady Franster.
Yep.
The German resistance.
Wow. I mean, can you say resistance?
That would be French.
It seems like
Yeah,
usually
but-
there's resistances against the Germans. The Germans are kind of
But you are the resistance against
the bad Germans.
the
Okay.
Billy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill, you're trying to kill Billy
Wait, you're trying to kill Billy?
because he's a not because Trevor's a Nazi.
Oh, Trevor.
He's German, so actually
Who's Billy?
that's the main character in Wolfenstein,
Oh,
He's been playing that other game.
Blazkowicz.
Billy Blazkowicz. So yeah, no, welcome everybody. It's been, there's gonna be, I feel like at the top of the show, maybe there won't be much, but I feel like there's a lot of games happening.
Yeah.
I feel like I saw Trevor was tweeting about Assassin's Creed, so I was like, okay, he's got that one. I'm gonna focus on the Mario, but then I realized that these two guys are playing lots of Mario, and so then I was like, well, maybe I should play a little Wolfenstein so someone could talk about that.
I played a little Wolfenstein too.
Oh, did you?
I played a
Okay,
little bit. I put
So-
in like 4 hours.
But you have a bad opinion.
Yeah,
you have
oh,
a
so my
terrible
opinion doesn't
opinion.
count.
Yeah.
No, it's
Okay.
just wrong.
It's
It's not wrong.
Yeah, it is.
It's different.
It's invalidated
It's okay,
by
Jeremy.
your wrongness.
I have a bad opinion about Mario, apparently.
So yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But at least
Well, that one's wrong.
Are you the only one that's played? So you're the only one that's played Assassin's Creed then?
Am I? Oh.
I think.
Yeah.
Because I have mine installed on my Xbox, but I have
Yeah.
not fired it up yet. It's
Yeah.
just kind of set there.
There's a lot of games that came out. so-
Yeah, those three, especially those three in particular.
Yeah.
And then, as Garbear said in the chat, so timely, Call of Duty is out soon too, which is like this Friday.
Yes.
So let's not hesitate. Let's
There's
just
some
start
Twitch
talking
in-game
about
loot,
games.
though.
Let's save Mario for the tail end because I feel like that's going to be the more common denominator between us all here.
Yeah.
So Trevor,
so-
go
Well,
ahead.
I'll just start off.
Yeah, let us know how is the old assassin game.
I like it a lot, and part of that is just because they did an incredible job with the world. I've always been kind of very interested in. It's probably that that part of me that always wanted to be an archaeologist.
Because
I've
of
always been
Indiana
interested-
Jones.
Yeah, because of Indiana Jones, and probably mostly because of Indiana Jones. But excuse me, sorry.
Trevor's trying to talk on the internet. His
Oh, no.
body always rejects this concept immediately.
Yep.
You're trying to say things. Stop it. No, yeah, but it's like the world is so incredibly crafted, and it's just like I almost actually like it. I've never really had a breathtaking moment, but it was almost that when I went and I saw Alexandria for the first time. It was like I came over the top of this dune, and it was just it was so cool, and like that it feels like I've really not really ever felt like whenever people say it's a living, breathing world, I've been like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. This actually feels like it for me. It feels like everything is working, everything makes sense, and there's like people everywhere doing different things, and I don't know. But I mean, combat, I don't know that I'm crazy about the way they did the combat, because right now, so it used to be more of you'd wait for a counter, or you might occasionally get aggressive, but then it was pretty easy. But now it's more based on heavy attacks and light attacks.
Okay. Trevor's dying.
And
We put him on the spot.
it's more like Legend of Zelda or Dark Souls, that kind of combat system now.
Okay.
But-
So it's less because then they kind of had they were kind of Batman Mordor kind of combat for a while, weren't they? At one point, like with the parries and stuff like that, or in large groups, or
yeah, it was kind of like that. I mean, it was, I would say, more choppy than less smooth, more.
Yeah. But they've gone away from that. Somewhat.
But yeah, they've gone completely away from that. Now it's hitbox based, where you can swing and you can hit multiple guys at the same time. It's kind of cool. I kind of like it, but at the same time, I actually really liked the way. Well, especially because I picked up some of the older ones earlier on a sale, like earlier this month, because I was on an Assassin's Creed kick, and I liked the way you could like disarm people and stuff. But yeah, but no, it's Bayek.
What's that?
Bayek, the main character. I like him a lot. He's a very likable character. It's funny because at one point he meets this person, and he's going in to meet this person, and this guy says, "You must bow, and you have to be all very formal and stuff." And he doesn't do that. And then the guy at the end says, "You didn't bow." And so Bayek turns to his wife and he does this like, it was just very weird to see because normally the characters are fairly serious, not weird like that. But he seems almost more real than other characters. But yeah, I've liked it a lot, and it's really cool just to explore a world, and it feels good. It looks great. The photo mode's cool, but it's after Shadow of War, it's a letdown because it's super bare bones compared to it. There's like filters, but there's like not that much as far as like adjustment. You can't really do the depth of field and stuff. But
so how much Far Cry got put into this game now? Because I mean, from E3, it looked like there was a lot more Far Cry in this game than there was
definitely
before.
got a lot of Far Cry influence because you've got the crafting stuff and you can. Like your hidden blades, not automatically an insta kill for everything.
Which that's kind of annoying. I feel like
Didn't the last one have different versions of the blade too?
Yeah, but they didn't matter though. They didn't. It was inconsequential to the combat.
Yeah,
that's true.
It doesn't bother me.
I feel like if I was sneaking up on someone and I was like two dudes and I'm like whoosh, like, and that didn't kill him, I would be so upset. Like, that would feel so disappointing to me. Because that was, like, the most satisfying part of Assassin's Creed was the single kill, like, stealth kill.
Yeah, well, I've
single hit,
not found it to be that much of a problem. Because most of the time I'm fighting people that are my level or below.
Oh, so it's just
only
if you're
moderately above.
Outclassed, it won't finish.
For what I've seen, which I and again, I say this, I'm playing on the hardest difficulty because...
Because you're just so good.
Because you don't want to enjoy the game.
I found you can't...
Since you love that so much, you should go ahead and play Wolfenstein on the hardest difficulty.
I've heard it's very, very hard. I will probably try it, but I probably will not keep up to it. We'll see.
You won't.
Are you doing the easiest on Wolfenstein?
No.
Really?
No. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why?
I don't know. I just thought you were kind of one of those, play it on the easy level guys. I don't know.
No. I don't normally play things on easy. I usually play them on the default setting. That's what I'm playing this on.
Cool.
Yeah, but I was going to say, though, you pretty much can't fight people that are... Like, I was trying to fight people that were, like, 2 levels above me, and it was really, really difficult.
Yeah.
Of course, it was, like this, like, boss fight, basically, I guess I was trying to do, but it was ridiculously hard. But, yeah, I've had a lot of fun with it. Story seems fine so far. I don't know. It's not grabbed me that much.
Yeah.
Bayek's really interesting. I've liked him.
Did you kill hippos?
Yes, I've killed many a hippo, actually.
You're a terrible human.
Yeah. Shouldn't talk that way about others.
It's pretty cool because you can they always have things with like different historical figures.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see. Yeah, they've got Cleopatra in there
and hippos.
I've heard Julius Caesar's in there at some point.
Do you take out any other like large cats? Are there large cats in this game?
There's lions.
Just okay.
I don't know. I haven't seen any tigers yet, but I wouldn't.
Well, I don't. I mean,
bears?
Are tigers? I guess there were tigers at that time.
I don't know.
African bears.
Oh well.
African tigers.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I fought a lot of lions. They're not as hard as you think.
But you haven't finished the game yet.
Oh no.
Oh, well, you
I-
say that like you couldn't have finished it yet. I mean, it's
I
been
haven't
out
played
for
that much.
a week almost, or 2 weeks.
I kind
kidding.
of take my time because I've been. It's pretty cool because you can.
Friday.
You've got Bayek and Senyu is the eel, and so you can go up and. I mean, he's basically a drone, but it's kind of cool to.
What
and
did
it's
you call him?
Senyu.
Oh, I thought you said Bayou Casinos.
No, I said Bayek and Senyu.
Oh,
It's kind of nice though because you can like
Those words mean
get on a
So
horse.
he's like the little fiber that holds the muscle to the bone.
Mm-hmm.
Sinew.
SEN.
I'm just saying.
if you
And
ever
that's Sinew.
if you ever need anybody to take the oxygen out of the room,
I've been having a lot of fun with it though. So
Maybe there's a point to that
so
name. I don't know.
Wolfenstein. Have you played that at all, Trevor, or not?
I haven't bought it yet.
Oh, okay.
I probably will pick it up eventually.
Jeremy? I saw you kind of bounced off it pretty quick.
I mean, I'm not. I didn't send it back yet. I thought about
according
it.
to Twitter.
Yeah,
I
you
said I was going to. And
Yeah.
I
Bring
didn't
it back.
So what
I just
what
haven't
turned you
yet.
off to it so quickly?
I don't. You know,
Did you not like the last one, or did you play
the last one I played through, I thought it
Yeah.
was good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just didn't. Some of the forced story at the beginning just didn't grab me. It almost seemed.
Forced story. What do you mean forced?
Well, it's got a ton of cutscenes on.
Well, it just
on the
it just
initial
recaps the
whatever.
old story,
Yeah, for the most part, but
and then
Are you talking about the set stuff with like his past?
I'm talking about when you're
Like when he's
you're
a
on
little
the-
kid, or-
on the U-boat.
okay, there's not that
Yeah,
much
there's
story
like
on that.
Yeah,
A
part.
couple of
I
things
mean-
with his.
And I knew this was going to happen. You know, like the last game, there are some decisions you have to make at the beginning of the game that impact the rest of the gameplay.
But isn't that just you can it just
you
gives
choose
you
one way or the
Yeah,
other.
but it kind of gives you a redo from the last game, like because you chose that in the
Correct,
last game, so
correct.
you gotta like kind of.
Which was okay with me because I knew that was going to be there, so that wasn't that big of a deal. I don't know. I just felt like some of the shooting mechanics I struggled with. Aiming of the weapons was a little bit kind of clunky to me.
I think it's because
and-
it's not reliant on iron sights. Like that doesn't
Yeah.
really matter much.
it does
like,
feel a little weird getting used to that.
because it's
Yeah.
because those games. It's
That's
much
the way
more,
that the last one was too.
It's much more like a traditional
It's-
first-person shooter, and as opposed to like a Call of Duty or something.
When
where
I
you
started to play it more like a spray and play style,
spray and pray.
yeah, where you just shoot the gun, you know, in the right direction vaguely, and just use a lot of bullets.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
you,
It
you
was a
do-
little more fun, which I guess falls in line with kind of the whole game dynamic of
Yeah.
killing a bunch of
I
Nazis.
mean, you still have to be like accurate,
Yeah.
to an extent. But
To
yeah,
an extent, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I keep thinking I haven't sent it back. I was really wanting to, and then I was like, I don't know. I'll try it again, and I've picked it up. I'll play it for 30 minutes to an hour and go. I just am not. It's not a game that's making me want to keep playing constantly. So that's all. I mean,
Okay.
it's not that it's a bad game. It's just it's not capturing my attention
not
either
Yeah.
gameplay or story wise.
How far have you gotten very far, Kyle? or-
I just let's see. I just started tonight, so I'm like an
Oh, okay.
hour
Oh, you're early.
or something in. I haven't gotten off the. I don't think I've gotten out of the entire
still
first
on your
part.
wheelchair?
Yeah.
In
No,
your
I'm out of the wheelchair.
Oh, okay.
I freed the U-boat, and then I was turning back to get off of the thing that had the U-boat to begin with. So that's
I'm
where
not, I'm not very far either. I just got to the part where you're investigating where the signal's coming from. Did you get to? Is that what you're talking?
the signals.
Yeah. Did you get to?
No, you're talking about where you unlock the ship or whatever it's called from the U-boat.
Yeah,
The floating.
I've
ship.
separated the
submarine
floating
thing.
ship from
Yeah.
the submarine.
Oh, okay.
Have
but
you?
The escape pod thing.
He probably hasn't gotten.
I don't know if I've
You're
gotten
still
that far.
on the floating thing.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, it's confusing because it's hard to tell which one you're on because you're just on boats a lot in the beginning.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know which one you guys are talking about. So I'm just like,
Well,
I
so
don't know.
you get the cutscene after you separate the the submarine where all of your friends
Where they go free.
drop underwater.
Yeah.
And then it comes back up. That's basically where I ended.
Okay, so you haven't got to the part with what's her face and is it Helga? Is that what her name is? The lady, the
I think
antagonist
she's the
from the
main
last game.
Oh.
One with the kind of messed up face, the blonde hair, the
Right.
Nazi.
I've run into her.
Like, have you got to the scene where like they've got Fergus and then they've got
And
the
the
other
daughter.
chick?
Yeah,
that
that's-
would have been
I've gotten
before
past that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then
Because that's where you get your you get out of the
that's when you get
wheelchair.
out of the wheelchair. So I guess I'm talking about the part when you go back to the boat. Like I just finished, and they're like, "Oh, there's a signal coming from inside the boat. We need to find out where it's coming from." And then they
No, I haven't gotten that far.
Oh, okay.
Because I think I'm still on the airship.
Yeah. No, I don't. I kind of agree. I think that I keep hearing stuff about the story that's kind of like making me like I want to hear more about it. And the set pieces are really really cool, but I think the gunplay is probably kind of the weakest thing for me, like in the game. And so if you're coming to it just strictly for the gunplay, it's maybe not.
Yeah.
It's not the best. It's not like, especially if you're used to like a Destiny or Call of Duty or
Well,
something.
and I think
with
I
iron
was
sights and,
like mentally wanting it to be that.
Mhm.
Like because I was really hyped for the game,
oh yeah.
and when it wasn't as
Because I think when it relies on
Much that.
a game that relies on dual wielding as well, like it's
too difficult to try.
Yeah,
and
you couldn't really be like, oh, I
pinpoint.
gotta like do iron sights and like
Yeah.
whatever. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't think any of us have gotten too far in the game. It doesn't sound like then.
it's a
Yeah,
fairly difficult
but-
game to
yeah.
move through.
I'm just on the normal, which I think is like the second highest.
I bumped
level.
myself up, and then like
There's 5 levels, right?
yeah,
And
There's
you
6
start
technically, but
well, and you start on the second.
I think I
Yeah.
started on. I don't know.
And I think I put mine on the one above that, just because I almost always go one harder than
yeah.
default. But
Yeah, I don't remember what I set it at. I turned it down a hair though,
A hair,
'Cause-
a
yeah.
notch.
a notch, just a smidge, because it was just
It's
it was too much.
Yeah, it's really
man.
it is really punishing.
too much.
I think the lighting is really important too. How you have the lighting set, so
Why?
because it is a fairly dark colored palette
That
set.
must just be your TV because I haven't had to do
Really?
anything with
yeah, I
my
haven't had
monitor.
to change
so,
anything.
Yeah, because I
That probably is.
I
then.
think my monitor maybe is just set to a lower contrast or something because I haven't noticed that being dark. But I get maybe check your TV settings or
Yeah.
make it lighter. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still. It sounds like just from listening to other podcasts and stuff, it sounds like the story really goes some places that I am very curious about where, and there's some really crazy things that happen. So
the
I'm
story's crazy to begin with.
yeah, which
Yeah.
is just so I'm excited to kind of see it through.
Yeah, it sounds like there's some pretty ridiculous like scenes and things that happen. in
So
it,
Mario is a game
Great.
that everybody's been playing except for
I mean, it's really
Trevor.
the winner of the season.
I mean, of the 3 games.
Yeah,
really,
absolutely.
of the 3, yeah.
100%.
I mean, Trevor hasn't had a chance to play it yet, so we'll have to wait and see where,
What? I played it.
Oh, did you play it?
Yeah, I played it a bit.
Oh, I didn't know you played it. I thought you were kind
Yeah.
of focusing on
I
Assassin's
played
Creed.
mostly Assassin's Creed, but I played a little bit of Mario.
How far have you gotten, Trevor?
I just
What's your sign? How many shines you got? Or moons, not shines.
How many moons?
I don't like 50 or something.
Oh, okay. So you played it a fair amount.
I don't know how many moons I have. I don't know if I didn't get as much time as I wanted.
I think I
Um,
just went to the underwater world.
I got a couple moons.
How many are you up to, Jeremy? Like 950?
No, like 2 or 450.
Oh, okay. So
450.
you've played a lot.
Yeah,
Good.
Did
I
you-
don't understand. It doesn't
500
feel
you
like
need in
it's-
order to unlock everything, is what I understand.
To unlock
Doesn't
everything?
feel like it's physically possible for you to play games at the clip that you do. I don't understand it.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
see, that's all he
especially
does.
with
I mean, I'll show
working a
you when we're
job
done if you want to
and-
see. But
We'll see
I mean,
what.
I
It's not
believe
that we
you.
don't believe you.
I don't understand how you do it, but I believe
actually,
you.
you might see it later. The number.
But
Yeah.
So obviously you finished the game then.
I don't believe that's the finish of the game.
I mean-
yes, I've seen the credits.
Yeah, that's the end.
Well, that's the
It's
end.
not the end of the game.
That's the end.
That's the end.
It's a
it's
Mario
not.
game.
There's even additional story after that. It's not the end
I mean,
of the game.
there's not that much story at the end of that. It's just like this little like side, like, you can go do. They've always
I
done that in
guess.
Mario games. It's not, but that's. I mean, I finished it, but I
haven't.
still have less than, I think I'm just under 200 moons, but I think I have 190 or something like that. But
There's some post-game secrets.
yeah, I mean, there's
I
a
mean,
lot
it's supposed to be like the Mario 64, which that game you could beat, and then once you beat it, there was all the after stuff.
Yeah, there is some stuff like in the what is it? I mean, you're in the Mushroom Kingdom, opens up at the end there for you.
Well,
so
there's a way to
that's-
get to it earlier.
Spoilers.
Well, yeah, but you can't do anything when you
Correct.
get there. So I mean, there's a way to get to every level early, like if you
Correct.
want. So it's not. That's pretty well known.
I've only gotten to the point where it's like the fourth world. It's the first place where you get to choose between two of them.
Oh,
So
okay.
you choose the
So
water.
I chose
Water
the
or
jungle.
forest.
jungle, and I spent a lot of time there. I've got almost all the stars from that world.
Moons.
Or moons. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's hard
That's-
not to think of stars because I
Yeah.
think every
Oh,
other
I know.
game has been
I get it.
stars.
That's probably my favorite world.
It's weird too.
Maybe.
because the art style of the game goes between like kind of classic Mario to like almost like modern
Candy Crush?
game design, like just like modern like grass textures and
Yeah.
tree
Yeah.
textures and
And then if you
like
fall off the edge of the
dinosaurs
planet-
that look exactly like real dinosaurs and not like cartoon dinosaurs, but mixed with all the cartoony stuff as well. And it's like it's so kind of disjointed in some ways, but.
Are there other worlds like that one where if you fall off the side, there's stuff?
Like where you go to like find the T-Rex.
Yeah,
The other T-Rex?
Yeah. There's,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple of them in there I found. for
I was
sure, but-
I was shocked when because I fell off the edge, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
You're ruining my bit later tonight.
Oh well, that's something I
That's
thought
all right.
everybody knew because they showed it at E3. So I mean, I don't
Apparently I
think
didn't
it's
pay enough
Oh, yeah,
attention.
they
not
did, didn't
much
they?
of a surprise. But
I actually only listened to it. I didn't actually watch it. So
What,
I
you listened
I had
to what?
the E3 stuff from
Oh,
Nintendo.
oh,
so I didn't actually see it. But now that you say that, I remember them talking about
well, maybe they didn't show it at
going
their
down into
conference, but I
something
thought-
and.
Anyways,
Yeah.
it's a good game. That's a lot of man, Jeremy. How did you do that? That's amazing that you
Do
played.
what?
That you got 400 of those already.
Andy
Like,
got like 5 hours of Wolfenstein
Well,
in.
significantly more moons unlock after the credits.
Yeah, but I mean, okay.
And a number of them are incredibly easy to get.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know that
The amount of
significant
time?
unlock after. I mean, I know that the Mushroom Kingdom thing, you can kind of go back and fight bosses and stuff like that and get more.
You're talking about the additional
Yeah, but those.
the pictures.
Yeah, and there's like.
I have only done one of those.
Oh, okay.
I know where. I've gone to them all, but I just haven't chosen to do that yet.
Yeah.
Instead, I'm going back through the levels because
Mm-hmm.
there's a additional story element that ties into those.
Yeah, it just makes it some of the moves that you couldn't get before you can get now after you finish the game.
Correct, because
so,
some of the all the levels change a little bit.
yeah.
And part of your goal post game, if you will, is to do some of the cleanup.
Nobody's
basically.
really stated how many moons there are in that game, though. I don't
I've
think.
heard over
I-
1,000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard over 1,000.
Well,
Like, I've never
and
heard anybody-
technically you can buy unlimited numbers with.
Well, that's what I'm
coins.
trying to figure out, though. Does it stop at a certain point?
Oh,
Like,
that I don't.
because
I've clue.
you'd think there'd have to be a cap.
I would
like,
think so. I mean,
Why?
that seems odd that it would
They
be endless. What's the point of
Galaxy
it?
had unlimited stars.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Galaxy 2?
I don't
I thought
remember.
they
that.
Galaxy
both-
didn't.
I didn't
There
think.
must
I
have-
didn't think they did.
Maybe
So-
they didn't. I don't know.
Because it is weird that you can just go buy moons like with coins, but I guess if you're stuck, it's a way to get.
I guess I figured that was just you bought one from every
No,
world.
you can buy. You just once you buy
you
one, another one
can't-
shows up. And
I
Is
guess
it
I
really?
never
I
paid
thought there was
attention.
only...
Huh.
Yeah.
Post game.
I just figured it was like because I
why do you
went
keep
to the
saying
store.
post game like it's some mystery? Like
No, because that's when you can only buy one per world before post game.
I know, but you can't. I've never bought one, so I just figured.
I've bought
I
them
just
because I'm
figured-
like,
I bought
it's
one
there.
per world because it was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just bought them because I figured it was part of the collection process. So I was just
Yeah.
like, eh, sure.
According to GameRevolution.com, they're saying 836. Power Moon spread across
There's more
Mario
than
Odyssey's kingdoms. a number
There's
that
gotta
take
be
into then plus they said that it doesn't take into account those that can be purchased in the shop. The total number of Power Moons clocks in at over 900.
Yeah.
Well, post game there is a way of getting recording all of your achievements. There's like an achievement mechanism that shows up, and so you can actually see what you haven't done.
Yeah.
In order to go find it, do it, whatever. So
I'd say it's a really good Mario game. I think that's
really good. It's definitely one I
it's
will
fantastic.
keep. I probably will try for 100% completion.
Yeah. It is
By next week.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe not.
Yeah, you're kind of going to have a 24-hour period with a little bit of a lull
With
in
other
it.
games involved.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I feel like we've talked a lot about stuff. Maybe we should talk about other stuff.
Let's talk
now.
about some other stuff.
I mean, maybe.
Games of the week. We know you can't wait to get your grubby little hands on them.
All right, the list is much shorter than last week.
Woo!
Although that's probably because I forgot to pull it, so someone's been cheating.
I did some work. I
okay.
looked around. That's all I
This
could
was all we
find.
could find. Wow.
Well, besides some like weird, like dumb stuff.
Weird dumb
Weird
stuff.
dumb
We
stuff.
always
So-
cover the weird dumb stuff,
Okay,
Trevor.
like HD collection stuff.
Guys,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
Stuff like that,
Trevor has decided which games are worthy of even being mentioned that are
Yes,
coming out
I
this
will
week.
sometimes do that.
Trevor's
That's not the way that this is supposed to work, Trevor. We're supposed to be informative for everyone and inclusive.
unbiased.
Unbiased.
Because we endorse people buying those dumb ping pong games.
Hey,
that came
we
out
can
for the
make
Switch
fun of
last
them.
week.
Ping pong games.
Whatever
I
you
Not
like.
bad if you enjoy the game.
we made fun of them.
I like ping pong games.
How many
I
did
don't
he
remember
leave
them.
off this week?
I didn't leave any off.
I don't know. I'm gonna find out though.
I didn't leave any off.
Oh.
I
We're gonna
looked
find
around.
it. Oh, it looks like you left some off.
I found a bunch already. So
Where do you get your source?
secret-
internet.
He doesn't
Revealed
reveal
my
his sources.
We are the source for
all right.
everybody.
I
What are you
consulted,
talking
like,
about?
3 different lists.
We'll hit the first one. Let's go. Call of Duty. Obviously, we spoke of this already. Call of Duty World War II. This is going to be on your usual consoles: PS4, Xbox One, PC. This is out Friday, which I think we might be playing a little of this over the
Might
stream.
play a
Maybe
little
Jeremy
on,
might play a little of it.
What
or-
stream are we talking about?
What
Extra life?
Yeah, our extra live stream. And then after that, we've got Steven Universe, Save the Light,
Save it.
which, I mean,
Save it.
looks
Saving
like
it.
another crummy Cartoon Network game.
Yep.
I've bought those for my kids, and they are usually pretty terrible.
Yep. Looks like it.
That's on Xbox One. Sonic Forces is on PS4,
Whoa.
Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Which is this? Is this supposed to be any good? Like they're
It's
never.
a Sonic
Guys,
game.
I mean, Sonic Mania was really incredible. So
I've heard.
I don't know.
I mean, like the 3D ones. Too,
Yeah.
don't
Can-
do well. I've heard this one might be good, but
Can we finally just declare a winner in the Sonic versus Mario fight and just call it?
Well, I mean, as far as games go, yeah. I mean, Mario obviously
Yeah.
wins. I mean, he's had lots of good games.
and
so-
Nintendo's better. I mean, Nintendo beat Sonic or Sega.
Sega.
Yeah, I mean, they killed him. They put him in
They
the grave.
they put him in the grave.
Super
and PlayStation.
Super Lucky's
double.
Tale is out on PC and Xbox One on November 7th.
Yeah,
this
that game looks really good.
It does look really cool. It's cool to see Microsoft kind of embrace like a platformer that in a time when that's not embraced as much. But hey, it's working for Nintendo.
Yep.
Let's see. Let me consult my other source just to see
Yeah,
if we
let's see what other ones we
missed
got.
anything. We don't have pictures for them. What are we going from? The November 1st till when? What's
to
the
the 8th.
the 8th?
Or this.
All right, you've got Sparkle 2 Evo coming out on the Switch.
Yep.
Gosh.
You got More Fight coming out
Uh-huh.
on the Switch. You got Chess Ultra
Yes.
November 2nd
Oh, man.
coming out on the
That's
Switch.
one of the quintessential games of
Jeremy, let's
the
do it.
world.
All these games are coming out tomorrow on the Switch. You got Wheels of Aurelia, which I have no idea what that is, but that's on the Switch
Sounds
tomorrow.
good.
Dumb.
You got Super Beat Sports tomorrow on the Switch.
Good stuff there.
And you got the classic which is actually probably not that bad of a game, Turbo Graphics classic, Power Golf on the Switch. Then on the 3rd, on Friday, you also got the ACA Neo Geo Art of Fighting game. That's
Is that,
the next
is that on
throwback
Switch or is that on Wii U?
Oh, that was on Wii U. That is
Power
weird.
Golf is on Wii U.
That can't be
You
right.
know what's really weird? I got an email from Nintendo this morning because it is the month of my birth, and they gave me a 30%
Happy birth
discount.
month.
Thank you. They gave me a 30% discount off of a indie game, and I went to open it up thinking, okay, it's for Switch. Cool. That's nice. No, it's for 3DS or Wii U.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what
Yep.
those
Really?
always are.
I was like, come on.
Yeah, I've gotten those before.
Give me if you're gonna give me a discount, give it to me on the current stuff.
That'll be 2 years from now.
So then .hack GU Last Recode is out on the PS4 on November 3rd. And then you've got Monument Valley 2 coming out on Android
Really?
on November 6th. That hasn't been out on iOS for a while.
Oh, has it?
Did we talk about
Okay.
what came out today? That was last week, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or not today. What's
What
today?
came out today?
Real Farm came out today,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that
we
one.
mentioned it, I think.
and Summon Night.
Yeah, we
6
talked
Lost
about
Borders.
we talked about the farm last week.
Okay.
Farming Simulator's coming out on the Switch on the 7th. We also have Heroes of the Monkey Tavern on the Switch on the 7th.
How did we miss this?
Did you
How
get
did
Doc,
you miss
Did
this,
you get
Trevor?
Doc Hack?
I already just said that
okay,
one.
I didn't.
Can you
I didn't
pay
catch
attention,
it.
please? Instead
I'm
of looking at your own
sorry.
list. Cursed Castilla is out on PSN.
Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy.
The Mario Party
Oh.
Top 100 is out on the 3DS on November 10th. Did I go too far now?
Yes.
Okay,
We
sorry,
were
I'm
we
done.
were only going through
Sorry.
Too far.
through
Too
the
far.
eighth.
Anyways,
The
So
people
did you-
have been
you get-
over-informed.
You
They only got
You
two
didn't
that
say
were
Wheel of
over.
Fortune and Jeopardy coming out for PlayStation 4
That's
and
because
Xbox
that's
One.
for all the old people.
what date is that though?
ATV
What
Drift
date,
on the
Jeremy?
7th.
Oh, really?
ATV Drift and Tricks for PS4.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
All right. Anyways,
Yeah, that's
there's
it.
other games.
there's other games.
Trevor got the important ones, I think. So,
Yes.
yeah. So we got the.
I guess
I mean, we got
golf clap for Trevor.
Call of Duty Super Lucky's Tale. That's really what to look out for this
Yeah.
week. Unless you're Jeremy, then also look out for the Jeopardy or something.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Call of Duty, but yeah, Jeopardy. Yeah, that's Jeremy's jam.
It's time for the news. Maybe.
I'm trying to buy time, Kuipers.
Someone fire that intern.
And it's time
Keeping
for.
you in the loop with the latest gaming news.
All right, let's get into
Nailed
this news for some fun information. This first story comes from Kotaku. Kotaku. It's a Kotaku.
Like two tacos.
They're cohabitacoing.
Yeah.
This says GameSpot offering unlimited 6-month access to pre-owned games.
Yeah, this is their newest venture, and it actually seems like it might be a decent deal. It's called Power Pass. It's going to let you choose a game from their pre-owned library, take it home, then swap it for something else when you're done. Kind of like a GameFly-esque type of deal. They said there's no limit on the number of games you can play during the 6 months, though, and you can only be renting one at a time. The other part about it is that they're saying that when it's up, you get to choose, or when your 6 months are up, you get to choose a pre-owned game to keep.
Whoa, what's the price?
So it's $60 for 6 months.
So the price of a game.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty cool.
That's what
Actually, a pretty good deal.
That makes GameStop relevant.
All
Yeah.
their schemes to stay relevant, this one's a good one actually. Yeah.
Oh,
You don't
beep
like
beep!
it?
Coming hot take.
Let's hear the hot take.
This just makes me very reminiscent of Blockbuster before it died.
Oh, yeah.
I just feel like this is a last gasp of breath coming from a relevant company that's about to die, and
It
I
is.
don't think that. This is them trying to compete with digital downloads, and people
Yeah.
are moving away from physical copies like pretty rapidly now. So I think it's gonna service a very small minority of people who want to do that.
I don't know, for $60.
I mean, sure, if you want to waste the gas driving there to exchange your games every time when GameFly just sends it to you in the mail, I mean,
Well, yeah, but I pay more than $60 for 6 months worth of games, and I don't get to keep one.
and you actually have a chance of getting the most recent releases.
That is
too,
true.
which
That
you will
part's
not have
true.
with used games.
Yeah.
So it's great.
not-
It's great to go back and maybe catch up on some old games that you didn't finish, but you're not going to go walk in there and get new releases very easily.
That's
so.
true.
So you're looking at stuff that's going to be probably within the last 6 months being released. And I mean,
you can get them pretty quickly.
I mean, not 6 months. I'd say like 2 weeks. You could probably find a new one.
Yeah, you're probably
for
right.
the fact
That's
that
probably
if this program is promoted well enough, there's probably a lot of people that are going to be grabbing those pretty
So you
quick
won't
too.
get- yeah,
so it'll
exactly.
be a lot harder than normal.
Plus, there could also be less people actually buying the game to return in the first place.
That's
Yeah.
true. That could play an impact on it. I don't know. I mean, I think you're right. I think it is one of those that's a signal. But honestly, it's something that they probably should have thought about doing a while ago.
But here's the thing: if I mean, people, the facts are out there, like the stats are out there. People
Sure.
are moving to digital, so that's going to also make less physical copies out there in the ecosystem, the
Yeah.
GameSpot ecosystem to even be available for
However,
people to
I think-
buy back. And
I think if they would have started this sooner, they could have cut into what GameFly has, and could have potentially developed what GameFly has set up. The nice thing
Wait,
about
the
that
nice-
is that you wouldn't have to wait for a couple days.
Yeah, you'd walk into
You
the
walk
store
in,
and
you
find
get it.
I mean, I think it's great. I think it's a good thing. I think it's going to be good for a lot of people. I just think it's
Yeah.
not going to last long, especially when the next console generation comes out and it doesn't have a disk
Agreed.
drive.
Agreed. I think you're right.
I think this is. I mean, we've held on to the CD thing for quite a while, but I don't think.
I think there's
just
a problem with. I think there's a problem with going full digital today, and the biggest problem with that is people like to feel like they own something.
I mean, but that's not a problem anymore. People don't care
Yeah, I
anymore.
think
That's going away very quickly. Like, I don't think that's as much of a thing. I mean, between movies, music, the movies have already
Yeah.
gone. So people have gone to digital so much more, and they either are just renting or watching Netflix or whatever. There's not that. I mean, there's still going to be people who collect, and that's going to
Yeah.
always be a thing. But
I think that Eric's right in the fact that GameStop is definitely going to become the place that you're going to see disappear, because if you need to still get a digital copy, you're going to be able to find it in places like, or not a non-digital copy.
physical copy.
Yeah. You'll be able to find that in like your Walmart or Target, and they're going to be able to house those easier and not have to go through the hardship that GameStop is going through or will be going through.
Well, but if we've been having these conversations for
Yeah.
a couple years now about, no, that's not what I'm talking about. But I'm just saying we've been having these conversations for a couple of years now about game development, how expensive it is.
Right.
And if you look at the cost of developing a game and everything behind it, if you get to the point where you can cut the manufacturing out of it, like of all the like processing of the packaging, the printing of the discs, and all that's gone, and it's going straight from developer through like digital distributor out to the consumer, like there's a way that the game companies can start to save money on producing these games as well. It's not, I mean, that overhead isn't the biggest chunk of overhead, obviously, but it's still like a good chunk of money that they'll be saving. They're still charging
Yeah.
$60 for the game, but they're not paying for all the packaging and everything anymore.
Absolutely.
So I think I'm not saying it's going to go away tomorrow, because that's the
And
doom
they
and
have
gloom
other
that people have
things
been
too. I
Right.
mean,
preaching for a while, but I don't think I feel like, I mean, GameStop's been struggling. Their sales are down. It's their stock is down. Everything, like, it's not
well, there's a ton of GameStops though.
they're closing though.
There's-
A lot of them
they're
are closing.
closing
Well, and
some.
they
Yeah.
probably should. They
I mean-
probably have too many of them.
They went through a big. I mean, probably like what 6 years ago or whatever. There was like, because it was EB and GameStop, and then they merged, and then they closed a bunch of them because it was too
Yeah.
big. They were
Yeah.
Well,
too
and
big.
there's more close. There's like, I can't remember how many they said they're closing like now.
Yeah. So it's
I
just
mean-
it's a dying model. It's just it's a bummer, because I
Yeah.
love, like, going to the video game store is a
Yeah.
cool experience. It's a fun thing, but the world we live in, it's not going
There's
to be
not much use
feasible.
for it.
Yeah.
So.
And you're going to see probably more of the specialized, like independent stores that will probably be able to hang around longer.
You'll probably
than
see more
GameStop will.
like gamers, because gamers
Yeah.
is more like,
Yeah.
which I don't know how national they are.
I don't
if it's
think
Gamers
that-
is local.
I
It's
think
a
they're
local.
local,
It's
yeah.
like an Omaha
So
thing.
so like gamers they hold like a lot of like old stuff. You can find like Game Boy Advance games.
And what's
there.
funny about that
They're
is
more like a comic book store for
Yeah.
video games.
I feel like those are popping up more, because I just seen like a game vault, and then I saw another game store. And what's keeping them open is the fact that they carry all the old stuff, so people can go in there and pick up a SNES game or console or something that's been refurbished. But I don't know.
It's a weird time because we're looking at the way that we've already watched, like you said, Blockbuster disappear before growing up, that was the place. Like, I would have never thought that that Blockbuster would disappear.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is, like,
it was like overnight.
So that's the thing about this is people that are like, oh, this is going to save them. It's like, don't get too.
It's not going to save them.
Like, don't look forward to that, because like that's exactly what happened to Blockbuster, and then they were gone. So
I think it's a good move. I think it's something that people will take advantage of, and it's if you're looking for something where you've just got a pass to be able to play whatever used games you want, but you want to find something that's the least expensive, this is going to be your option, because it's less money than GameStop is monthly for even one game.
Yeah, but like once our internet, like our network in the United States of America actually gets better, I think that you'll see more people turning to streaming of video games, because Xbox already has their system out there now. Their PlayStation's had theirs for a while. The Xbox one, though, I think it allows you to actually download the games to your console, doesn't it, and play it. So it's like that's actually a pretty good model. It's kind of the Netflix of gaming. And but there's still older games. Once they can start to get like closer to new releases, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest struggle for that particular type of thing, is that you're not going to be able to get a hold of games that are at the top of people's lists, because they're not going to want to put that on there. They want to sell them instead of them being available for playing. So,
but that's the same with Netflix. You're not going to get the latest movie that was in theaters on there and play it right away. So, but people are, and then so you still wait, and you can rent you pay $5 to rent something.
People love Netflix.
Yeah,
I think that the biggest difference with something
I'm not
like
saying
that,
it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that's where it's headed, probably.
I think the difference with that, though, too, is that you're supplemented with a lot of original content from Netflix as well. You get TV faster, and you get TV shows that are put in there. So I think that in order for that to become...
Yeah, but think about indie developers and indie games, and how that gives them a platform where Microsoft could easily be like, hey, premiere your game on our thing, because no one's going to pay for this anyways, so let's start. And then you could I could totally see a future where it's operating like a Netflix, where they're going to be developing their own
until
content.
It gets
they're
to that point, I think there's going to be a lot more people that are hesitant to give that a shot, just because... depending on the price point too with it.
But it's just a pendulum, like kind of a shift. Like it's just going to be a thing where I remember I saw like an old tweet or something of mine or Facebook post that when I was calling, I said, whatever show it was or movie, it's on Netflix Instant now. And I was like, oh, weird. Like, we used to call it like a different thing when there was when the disc Instant. Or whatever it was called. I can't remember what they called it back then, but it was like, because we had the physical discs all the time you were getting, and then now it was Yeah, so I think once we see that, where that value is there and everybody is going to be able to see it the same way that Netflix is, the whole game industry is going to flip over and just be completely different.
Has anyone rented a game from Redbox?
No,
I did once. I think
I would have to be like, expensive. If I'm gonna play it like for
if it's
5 minutes,
like a game that it's like, oh, I'm gonna have people over and this is a great game to possibly play with other people.
It doesn't
locally, but I don't want to.
Because you only get it for like 2 days, don't you?
Yeah,
or 3 days?
It's very
it's
short
cheap.
thing. So
it doesn't feel like that's a model that is worthwhile to anyone, because you get it. And a movie, you're going to watch it that night
and take it back. Yeah,
you're going to take it back.
You drive by.
You're not going to hold on to that for 15, 30 days.
Yeah.
And, it doesn't make sense.
I mean, if it was like a weekend and you're like, oh, I got a day off, I'm going to just blow through this game really quick.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I could see doing that, but yeah. Let's go to another story here. This was also from Kotaku.com. It says... more evidence that Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs are set in the same universe.
I'll say real quick, I apologize if somebody gets upset that this is kind of a spoiler, but I didn't really think it was
doesn't
much
look
of one,
like it's
so.
much of a spoiler.
Yeah.
So there's...
this is a spoiler from Watch Dogs 2, though, isn't it?
No.
No, this is from Assassin's Creed Origins.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, and I'm guessing this is from
That's
the
what
modern
makes
day.
That's what makes it so.
This is from the modern day portion of the game.
That's what makes it so similar. Is
Oh, yeah.
Is that correct, Trevor?
Yeah.
It's from the modern. Okay, so essentially, there is when you are in the modern side of things, going through the computers, there is a screen that you can come across or a file that you can come across that has some footage of someone getting killed, and if you look closely, people are saying it kind of looks like Aiden Pierce.
Totally
It
Aiden.
looks exact.
yeah.
I actually came across this before I saw this story, and I was like, "Whoa, that's totally Aiden Pierce."
Right. So that is the big thing that people are taking away from it. The downside about this is that it may not actually be Aiden Pierce. Because of the fact that Watch Dogs 2 makes jokes about Assassin's Creed and also talks about Ubisoft's offices where you steal footage from an actual Ubisoft game. So it seems like if that was something they really are trying to force this in after the fact. If nothing else, it's a cool Easter egg.
How is that not Aiden Pierce?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is. 'Cause,
That's
like,
gotta
It
be
looks
Aiden
exactly
Pierce.
like him.
there was
Yeah.
like an Easter egg in the first game too, like with Aiden Pierce, that it was like you kill like I think the president of like Abstergo.
Yeah.
Like there was like one person like when you look up like when you use the scanners to look up about him, it said like president of like Abstergo or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then maybe it's something where,
I
where
don't get
2
how that-
doesn't fit into the continuity of everything.
I don't get how that makes it not part of the same universe. Like just because Ubisoft has, they don't.
Well,
talk,
just because canonically the Assassin's Creed games are supposed to be, well, at least some of them are supposed to have been produced by Abstergo, not Ubisoft. And
the Assassin's
Ubisoft
Creed
isn't-
games, though.
Yeah.
Well,
right,
but they don't
'cause-
reference. Do they actually reference?
They actually reference.
Assassin's Creed in Watch Dogs 2?
Do they?
Yeah,
I think so.
it said that they made a joke about Assassin's Creed Revelation,
Oh, okay.
and they do specifically mention Ubisoft's.
I mean, I know they mentioned Ubisoft, but that
Right.
doesn't mean it doesn't exist in the same thing. But
Well, I
yeah.
think what they're trying to say with that is that it's weird that the creator of both of the games have them in the same universe, but yet one of them is.
I guess, but when you say universe, like that can mean not. It doesn't mean that they're like congruent or like they can be side by side. They can be
Yeah, they're not
parallel.
overlapping.
Like they're the same. That's like people like an author or like Quentin Tarantino says all his movies are in the same universe. Like that doesn't mean that he can't have the
Right,
same
but
actors
then
play
but then
different
Quentin
characters.
Tarantino doesn't show up as Quentin Tarantino within one of the movies.
Well, no,
Like
but
he's
he
a
shows
he's a
up
ki-
as
right,
himself in
but that's
the
what I'm
movie as an
saying. Like
actor.
that's the weird part about the
Wait, so
company.
Aiden Pierce showed up as
no, the company showing up in the game as itself in Watch Dogs 2.
Jolliver says the character that was in Assassin's Creed was Oliver Garneau.
Garneau?
Garneau in Assassin's Creed 4. Black Flag is the CEO of Abstergo.
Thank you,
Interesting.
Jolliver. That's kind of what I was
Interesting.
trying to talk about before.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't.
It's kind of cool. I
Yeah.
mean, I like the idea that they.
I feel like
could
Kotaku
be
is like
connected.
trying way too hard to like prove this not to be the case. Like
Yeah.
it's like obviously they can just if they want to make a reference to their game, like
Yeah.
there's no reason to say, well, it just wouldn't make sense because they already referenced the game in the game that they.
It's
made.
not like the
no.
lore's not full of holes. Anyway.
Yeah, I know. It's like this is a
That's
game
true.
about getting in an animus and like traveling back in time. Like yeah. that's-
Reality is not something.
Oh, I thought
this
you were
game-
talking about the reality of being able to just take over an entire city and no one caring.
No, well,
Oh,
that too.
and pressing X.
That's true.
Yeah.
Press X to hack. Next story comes from GameSpot.com. It says biggest PlayStation news from Sony's Paris Games Week press conference.
Yeah.
Lots
There was
of
a lot of
news.
stuff.
Lots of Sony stuff.
Just some of the headlines here. Sucker Punch unveiled a new game called Ghost of is it Tsushima?
Yeah,
I
something
believe
like
the
that,
T
yeah.
is silent. It looks really, really
Yeah.
cool.
I'm
I
excited
didn't
for this.
see the entire trailer, but what little bit I did see, it looks curious, and it looks like it may just be just a simple samurai game.
Yeah.
Well, if it's
Well,
from
it's-
Sucker Punch, it's not going to be simple. But
it sounds like it's almost like they talk like it's kind of like Red Dead, where it's the death, like the final samurai or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
And so he's kind of having to adapt in different ways that are not traditional samurai.
Yeah, I guess what I meant by like a simple, like not something where it's super fantasy type of, but like
It
a
sounds
little
like,
more
yeah, it's supposed to be
grounded in
grounded.
reality.
yeah.
Because you're
okay.
fighting the
That's what I
Mongols.
meant by
Yeah.
simple.
I'm just like, if it's anything like, I mean, their last game. What was the last game?
Second Son?
Second Son. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
it was really well done. It just
Yeah.
wasn't that intriguing. It wasn't that like it was a little repetitive, and it like
Yeah.
So it looked great. So
Oh,
I
it
mean,
looked fantastic. Yeah.
and those earlier games they've done are really good. So
I loved
I'm
the-
excited to see what they do with this.
Yeah, the Infamous series in general. I liked the second one the best, probably, but yeah,
This-
that third one was good. But
That
yeah, this
one-
will be cool.
Is that the one that was free on PlayStation
Probably
a month or
Second
two
Son.
ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I should give that one a try.
It's
This
that's a
game
good one.
looks amazing.
I mean,
Well,
did they
the-
really show
little
any?
bit
They didn't really show any
They didn't show a
gameplay
whole
though.
lot,
So
but-
that's why I was like, I don't
It
know
may,
that.
yeah, you're
No.
right. It may not necessarily.
It was all pre-rendered stuff.
Yeah, that's why I
yeah.
was like, I don't know that it looks.
The story looks interesting
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah.
For me, it's exciting enough to have a game that's set in feudal Japan that's not like crazy anime stuff.
Yeah.
Because I get so annoyed with that, and I'm very fascinated because I just recently watched The Last Samurai and I loved that movie. And it
Except
was
for
like,
the fact that somehow Tom Cruise was the last samurai.
he's not the last samurai. That's not what it's
Whatever.
talking about. It's talking about the guy, one guy. So
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I don't think because he's not actually the last samurai.
no, because he's not
a-
really a samurai.
I don't know. I fell asleep in that movie.
That was a good movie. I like that. But yeah,
I watched
I'm
it at
interested.
like 3 a.m, so that was probably part of the problem. The Last of Us Part 2, is that the next? Yeah.
Yep.
The trailer for this one.
Ooh, brutal.
Good grief. I mean, I don't know. What did you think? This was probably the most violent thing I have seen in a game trailer before, ever.
If you played the multiplayer, some of those executions were pretty brutal.
Sure. No, I mean, I'm not saying that it's like it doesn't fit within the game
Yeah.
and what The Last of Us was, but I mean, showing that in the trailer,
Yeah.
just as essentially this cutscene that you're watching.
I don't think this was a really good trailer though. This
Yeah,
was,
it was-
This
it-
is just
it
like
was weird
like a
'cause-
teaser for the. I mean, it may be a teaser trailer, but it was just like it's just showing off a
Yeah.
chunk of the game. It wasn't
Yeah.
actually like.
Well, and
here's
it's
a-
like-
trailers are usually like more cut together.
Right. Yeah, this is definitely a cutscene, a specific point in the game that they were showing off.
That game. I think the thing is that game always always kind of hits you in the gut sometimes with
Yeah.
things. I think people were reacting to this trailer specifically just because of it's not. I don't know that it's not graphically violent necessarily as much as it is. It's so. It's like watching someone be tortured, and
Yeah.
so
I've seen some people
you know,
call it torture porn.
yeah, and it was just that whole thing of like when she's like clip her wings and then smashes her arm right in the like what is that there your elbow pit? Yeah,
Yeah.
and like takes a hammer to that part of her arm and then goes to do the other one. And I think that moment my stomach turned, and it's like usually I don't have that type of
Yeah.
it's just like this visceral reaction to it. Like you're just like, like what was that? And I don't know
I'd
that
heard about it before, so I didn't quite have that. If I hadn't been ready for that, I would have probably had that same reaction.
And I just watching it though, I just think it's hard because I mean I really like the first game and it had some moments in there where it was kind of hard to watch. It's hard. It's like you want to look away because it's so hard to watch. And it doesn't seem it's like it's too out of character for the game, but it's also like sometimes it's uncomfortable because you're like, is this just violence for the sake of violence? Is this actually like I mean, if nothing else, kind of we've had the same conversation on the Tubcast before about like shows like Walking Dead and stuff like that. Like, where is it actually like facilitating the story and like helping move along the story and actually setting the tone for what you're experiencing, or is it just like violence because they can and they want the shock value there?
Right.
Like and this. I don't know. I can see a lot of people upset about it and whatever, but it's a little. I feel kind of in the middle about it. I don't know. It's hard to say without knowing what the rest of the game is going to be like and what. I feel like they're trying to convey that these characters are really bad dudes and like you don't want to mess with them. But I don't know.
Well, and the other thing too is, I mean, there's some question about whether this is going to be like flashback type of stuff with more backstory filling in the world. Before you're like separate from Ellie's story, or if it's going to be somehow a lot closer related to what's going on within it. So
I don't see why it would be flashbacks.
Well, not so much flashbacks, but I think that there's
to a different group. You mean?
Yeah, or like just some background on
flash sideways.
Or like I heard somebody say, or saw something that there was some speculation that this may be like early point in the Fireflies as well, with the reference of clipper wings. So I don't know.
The Firefly still exists.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know that this would be an early.
Yeah.
I don't
why.
I don't know.
I mean, from the previous trailer, there was no
definitely
reason.
after.
Yeah,
I think it was
definitely
something
post.
that Greg Miller had said that was what his speculation was on it.
Well, Greg's an idiot. You heard me here, Greg Miller. Go climb a tree.
Come hang out on our show and fight him.
No, I don't want you on my show.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay.
Go away, Greg.
Yeah, get out of here.
Even there's not even an open invitation to you. So go away. Go do your own thing.
Yeah, Kyle doesn't speak for the tub.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting that this introduced some new characters. At least that's what I was excited about it. And then they introduced all the actors that are doing them and stuff. So
and that chick's arms.
Oh yeah, she's beefy. She's like I thought it was a man at first. I was just because her
That's
arms are
sexist,
crazy
Wow,
big.
Trevor.
That is sexist.
She's like burly though, like not
Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm just helping fill in the dirt so you don't fall in that hole anymore.
Yeah.
Verizon Zero Dawn.
Verizon Heroes on.
Verizon Wireless Dawn. Frozen. No data zone.
Frozen Wilds.
No, there's looks like some DLC for Horizon coming out.
Yeah.
this week actually.
Which is like
This week is when it drops,
the only part that bummed me out is that like the snow areas were like my least favorite parts of that game. So like I was like, I don't want more snow, but it's fine.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Snow and desert
I
were
love
my
that
least
game.
favorite parts.
Those are always my least favorite parts in all games, though, and water worlds. So half of Mario was my least
I
favorite.
was like, wow. So you like two worlds?
I really liked some of the snow setup in Last of Us, but it wasn't.
But it was like Pacific Northwestern, like snow and trees.
It was like it snowed, but you were cool in a hoodie.
I don't know, but this will be cool. This is out this week, is that Trevor?
Yep, I think it's the 7th actually.
All right.
7th, so
I don't know why I
that'd
didn't put
be
that on the
next
list, but-
Tuesday,
Yeah.
which is the same time that the Hitman new
So
stuff
you're saying
comes
this
out.
could have been on the list?
It's
Yeah.
also DLC, so it was not included on most of the lists.
Oh.
So.
Spider-Man, they showed a lot more. They showed like a story trailer for Spider-Man. It
Yeah.
looks really good. I mean,
I'm excited for it. So
another developer who has a great track record. So wait, is this Sucker Punch 2? No, this is
Insomniac.
Insomniac, yeah.
Or Insomniac. They released a trailer. It was kind of just story driven, but it's got enough pieces in there that.
Well, this one was. I mean, this one was way more.
They
than
showed
gave
off,
before.
This trailer was almost entirely story stuff.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, if you haven't seen it, it's pretty cool. It gives you a lot of stuff to kind of wonder where they're going to take the game, because there's not a whole lot that's known about what they're going to do with the story and whatnot. It seems like Peter Parker's kind of at the point where he's ready to kind of retire and
it sounds like
called
he's
back in.
He's been doing it for like 8 years now, I guess. They say.
He's old Spider-Man.
And it sounds like you'll get to play as him, just plain old Peter Parker. And it looks like you'll actually get to play as Mary Jane for a little bit, which is odd. But
And they did.
She's the new Spider-Man.
They did show off Miles Morales in it as well. So whether he becomes the Spider-Man in the game or you play with him at all, it should be interesting.
Yeah, it looks really good. I hope it pays off. I hope it feels as satisfying as it looks, like to swing around New York City.
That's what I loved the 2 and 3. And
those
it's
older
gonna be
games.
so much fun to just swing around and hopefully it's smooth. And
A couple other quick mentions: Guacamelee 2. If anybody played that first one,
That first one was awesome.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good.
I don't know if I finished it, but
that's
it
how
was,
awesome it wasn't.
I thought you really liked it, Eric. That's why I included this.
No, actually, I did. I fell off of it so quick that I don't know that I was really hot for it when I started playing it, and then I was just like, I felt like I kind of started seeing where it was going and what it was, and it was just like, I don't know that I'm going to play this over and over because it just seemed like the levels, they're like, oh, they're different colors, but it is a cool game. I think this will be fun. I think if you liked it. Spelunky 2, that's pretty exciting. I don't think anybody thought they were making another one or even working on another one of these, and the first game was a huge fan favorite. So this is actually really awesome. Hopefully... I'm curious to see where it goes because they can't just. The trailer was like all these like little like I don't know what is it, not a vignette of the Spelunky dude having a family. So it was like really awkward kind of and like
it's The Sims now.
And so I don't know where they're headed with this, but that game was really great, the first one. All right, there's a ton of other coverage. I feel like we missed a lot of games on this though.
Yeah,
like,
there was like what 20-some.
Updates.
Yeah. Shadow of Colossus, Monster Hunter World.
I think they showed a new God of War trailer that made it look really interesting. They showed off more Shadow of the Colossus.
There was another Detroit Become Human trailer.
Yep.
That actually sounds like it's got a lot of controversial, or has caused some controversy because there's like a sexual assault or something in it.
It's like child abuse.
Or child abuse, that's what it was, yeah. So
it's just like Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Pretty
A lot of child abuse in the beginning of that game.
Destiny 2 DLC release date.
Yeah, that's true.
And it sounds like they did give a release window for Detroit Become Human, which what I've seen of that game I'm interested in. It looks like that could be a really fun ride.
Well, and it's just one thing. They didn't really show much off for like Monster Hunter World, but something that was just dumb that makes me excited for it is they had it to where you can play as Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn.
Is that like a pre-order bonus or something?
I think it's just a PlayStation exclusive thing. I don't know if it's pre-order bonus, but
I mean, there's
for me that was exciting.
There's a game for Jeremy called Onrush that's like a racing game. He'll like it.
Can you crash into other planes?
Yeah, and there's like cool crashes and
That's
stuff.
cool.
Yeah, I think Jeremy will like one of the free games this month.
And then there's a Tetris, not a Tetris game. Oh, the Gardens Between look kind of interesting too. That was kind of that weird like. I don't know. It was like you could control time, and it looked like an indie game, and it was like these little people almost in a big world because like giant toasters and stuff. I don't know.
Toasters?
Saws. It was really weird. They announced a tennis game. There hasn't been a tennis game in like forever.
Oh yeah.
And
oh man.
I'm super excited because I love me some video game tennis. Ever since like ping pong, Rockstar's ping pong, table tennis. That's.
I remember when we played some tennis in GTA Online, and you smashed me.
Yeah, I know.
I don't even know what to do.
That's just because I love video game tennis.
And I remember when you played it in was that during Extra Life last year that you played a
table tennis,
virtual reality table tennis, and it was real bad.
It was weird.
You were real bad at it.
Wasn't the guy like your opponent like really creepy or something?
Yeah, it was like just some hands and a face that were floating or something. It didn't seem like it was a very good version of any table tennis that I've seen. So
it was just kind of hard to like. It was hard to like. It didn't feel like 1-to-1 for some reason. I don't know. Why are we talking about this?
We'll let it slide that you weren't good at it.
One quick last story here. Polygon.com. I mean, before we talk about the Xbox One version, wasn't there? Did you say there's an update coming out soon, Trevor?
Yeah. I think they're currently, or they're testing like imminently. They're putting vaulting and climbing in the game.
Correct.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's been. But is that? I mean, that's been happening.
I thought
though.
they
When's
had
that coming out?
It is releasing in November.
They're testing servers next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then another news here, Polygon's reporting that the Xbox One version is out in December.
Yes.
So December 12th.
December 12th. The other part of this
That
is
makes it a
that
full
they
game.
are.
Yeah. supposedly.
Well, it's not. What do you mean? It's a full
I
game.
mean,
Is it coming
is
out
it still
as
beta?
It's coming out as a
Early.
preview or whatever Xbox's
their system.
early system thing is. However, they have also said that they are expecting to be releasing or hoping to release 1.0 on PC sometime in late December, meaning that it will be a fully official.
When is 1.0 coming out?
They're saying sometime in late December, so there's no specific date.
The big
on it.
deal for that is
PC.
the vaulting and clamoring,
Yeah.
and
Mantling.
and the other part of that is they have previously announced that there's 2 more maps that'll be in 1.0 and a third one that they're working on.
Oh.
So there's a larger map than what's out today.
Oh.
And then there's a significantly smaller
Oh, wait,
map.
a map came out today?
No. That's the map that
The
they
one that
have, the
exists.
one map that exists.
Oh.
The 2 that are coming out, one is like twice the size and the other one's half the size. Anyway, they announced that a couple of probably a month and a half ago. You can find out some info. They had some screenshots of it.
Well, the vaulting
back
and
then,
mantling
so.
stuff, it sounded pretty cool because like it doesn't sound like they're just like throwing it in there. Like you can sprint at it and it'll go faster, or you can like just walk at it and you'll go slower. But it's also like I could think they said up to 2.4 meters you can go climb above anything. So that's pretty cool.
basically, you can climb the outside wall of a first floor building.
That'd be cool.
That will
maybe.
change. That will change attack venues for people inside buildings,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, they were talking about it. It's going to change the game.
that's like been the worst part about that game in a lot of ways is not being able to go over a stupid fence.
Yeah. It's just the
and then
fence
like
is
you
just
can
super
glitch
annoying.
through windows, but you got to be really good at jump crouch. It's really
Yeah. So, anyways, that stuff's to look forward to. If you're been waiting for the Xbox version, you'll get that on December 12th.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in the chat. One thing that we did miss here was that Mutiny Teddy says, "Actually, you're wrong, Jeremy. I don't know what about, but you're wrong
Yeah.
about something."
Yeah.
He said there is a video game that came out recently or something.
Oh, okay. Because he was talking about Vitas. Okay.
Nothing important.
All right.
I don't know. I saw it and it stood out there.
That's been your news. Here we go.
New month, more free games.
Take it away, Kyle.
Oh, I'm taking it away.
I thought
All right.
this was your thing.
Well, I mean,
It's your
Did we not
Just
define
do
it?
We
Just
didn't
do it.
define
I
it.
defined it now because you did it last
yeah.
time.
So free games. It's November. And there are new games that are coming out that are free. They've already been out. Do we have those Kuipers? Are we?
It should be in
Uh-oh.
He's
What are you?
the next slide. Sorry.
He's just
Okay,
waiting.
there we go. So PlayStation, these will be available starting next Tuesday, I believe. Worms Battlegrounds.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's a. I have it on Xbox because I think they had it
They had
a
it
year,
free about a
year and a
year
half
ago.
ago.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's kind of like the Worms that you remember from school and such. Bound is another one which I don't know. Do you know? Does anybody have
like
any
a
ideas about this one?
platformer thing. I don't know.
Okay.
I heard
Looks
something
like
about
you-
it. I can't remember now. Though.
Looks like you wave some ribbons around, maybe.
You're you're a color guard.
Yeah, something like that. That's kind of what it looks like. Those are both on PlayStation 4, PS3. There is R-Type Dimensions, which looks like just kind of
It's
your
a action shooter.
action shooter. Yeah,
Spacey thingy, arcade.
Ragdoll Kung Fu Fists of Plastic for PlayStation 3.
I love this game. Back in the day.
And I don't. It's weird because it seems like a lot of times with PlayStation, some of their other or some of their games that are just listed as PlayStation 3 will actually be downloadable for PlayStation 4. So if you haven't and you do have PlayStation, check them out. Dungeon Punks is supposed to be PlayStation 4 and Vita. So there you go, Teddy. There's one of your Vitas. Another one is Broken Sword 5, The Serpent Curse, episodes 1 and 2. which looks like it's a game. That one's on Vita. And then Until Dawn, Rush of Blood, which is a bonus. Was this like a
It's
DLC?
VR, so
A VR. Okay.
most people aren't going to be able to take advantage
So
of this.
this is available from November 7th through January 2nd. So you've got a bit of time to get this if you're thinking about, or if you end up getting the virtual reality for Christmas or something. You got that. Over on Xbox, one of Jeremy's favorite games in the world, Trackmania Turbo, is available.
I played it.
That's your
I know.
favorite game in
You
the
loved it. You
My
talked.
favorite. I
You
don't know
talked
where he's
about
going.
it. You,
Yeah,
you-
I played it.
You played it
Great.
for Men in a Tub. You talked about it a lot when it came out. Nights into Dreams. That's on 360. That one's available from the 1st through the 15th. The Turning Test is still available through the 15th. Tales from the Borderland Complete Season, episodes 1 through 5, is available the 16th of November through December 15th. And then Deadfall Adventures is also available for Xbox. It looks like that
like
was an Xbox 360. That is the 16th through the 30th. Look kind of Indiana Jones-esque.
It's like a first-person shooter,
Oh.
adventure, Indiana Jonesy. I think you play as what's his face, Quartermain.
Is
I
that
can't
all of them?
That's all of them.
All right.
So there you go. Go download them while they're hot.
What you got cooking? Oh wait, no, it's Hey Good Looking. That's what is first.
You got to say that
That's how-
first.
that's how
Do
the
you want
song
to? Do you want to
goes.
still go with that?
Hey Good Looking. What you got cooking?
That's your Kuipers. That's your.
I don't know how much longer I'm gonna
I'm
do
working
this.
on
cue.
it. It's not my fault.
It is.
Hypers.
Get your oven mitts on. It's time for Jeremy's Hot Tips.
We're talking Mario today, guys. I'm hoping a video starts soon. Mario Odyssey, Super Mario Odyssey. We're gonna start with just some interesting things that they added into the game. You can keep it playing. Basically, I got this in fast forward just so you can see. If you stop moving in the game, you'll go to sleep as long as you're comfortable. If you're in a area where you're too cold, too hot, it won't do that for you. Clothes can help with that. But what I want to show you here is kind of a unique little thing that they added to the game, and that's basically
When he starts yelling racial stereotypes.
he does speak in his sleep.
He's like, "Ooh, lasagna!"
Yeah, but no, the part that I'm talking about is that the birds that are native to the place that you're at will land on your nose every single time. There are a few instances where that doesn't happen, and those are areas that don't have birds, which we'll show you in a little bit here. This is the sky one. There's a dove that lands on his nose, and there's different ones. Now he's in one of the water worlds, and this one, I can't even remember what this one is. It's like a pigeon, or a seagull. Is that what? I don't know. We'll find out. No, it's a little. It's just a pink bird, a little tiny pink bird. This is one. So if you're in like an underground area of the game that's not really part of the main world, but a subworld, and you go to sleep, no birds. It's the only time that I was able to find that there was no birds. Was when you were in a part of any of the map that was underground. And this one I like the best because when you're in a world and you find the dog with the hat. That dog will do a few things for you or with you. One of them is if you fall asleep, he falls asleep with you, which I think is kind of a cute little dynamic that they added there. There's pigeons when you're in the New Donk City. And a few other things here I wanted to show about the dog. That is, he does a few other things for you. When you find the dog and you throw Cappy, he'll play fetch with you. Takes off
cute.
with your cap. Yeah, that's kind of cute. And then what he'll also do, which he's doing now, is he'll find things in the ground. And there are some there are some good things that he finds.
You jerk.
In this case, I'm not
confusing,
trying to give
dog.
away anything major, but this one that we're showing,
Spoilers.
This one, he's just got some coins, but he will keep finding things for you. And as you can see there, he'll still grab your cap from you when you throw that. So I thought that was kind of fun. Now we're going to transition a little bit to a new spot. Oh, you cut it too early. Why'd you cut the video?
I didn't think that was done.
You said we were done.
Yeah.
No, I said we're Just come on, play it again.
Just do the
It's
next
so-
one.
No, you can't do the next one.
Oh.
Now it's gonna.
Hover over and get the thingy.
Yeah,
I'm
scratch
trying.
it. Scratch it.
This is great.
Oh, we messed it up for you guys. The other thing I was going to show you was there's actually 3 different ways that you can enter into your hat ship. Is there a term for that ship? I know there's a
The
name
Odyssey?
for it. The
Yeah,
the
Odyssey.
Odyssey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
duh, the name of the game.
The Odyssey.
Anyway, the Odyssey, there's 3 different ways that you can get inside of it. One of them, I think everyone knows, is through the front door.
Yes.
The other one, which we're not going to see here for a little while, is you can go through the tailpipe,
Okay.
like going into any other pipe in the game, right? You
Okay.
stand on it and you go down into it. The third is if you get up on top of the hat, there's actually a little hatch. And if you walk on the top of the hat, you'll hear a little like clunk sound, like metal's loose. And there's a circle there. And if you do a, what's it called? A butt pound?
Ground stomp.
Ground stomp. That probably makes more sense. It'll spin and he'll fall into the hat that way. So I thought that was kind of a neat little thing about the game.
I guess. I don't know why anybody cares about that, but I guess.
Come on.
That's you
was
can get
waiting-
into your ship.
It's a hot tip.
Okay.
There's 3 different ways you can get into your ship.
I was waiting for like more of a show-off star or moon.
Yeah, like I want to see how to do something cool with the
Yeah.
game, not just get my
Like-
ship.
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't want to give spoilers away. I was trying hard not to give
Well, that's just.
There's
game
900
spoilers
moons.
away.
You could have given us an interesting moon.
We wanted to know how to get the hard moons, Jeremy.
Yeah, get us a hard moon.
Not these soft
Oh,
moons.
do you want me to do that for next week? I can get you
now
some
it's
really
too
hard
late.
ones that are creatively difficult to get.
Nice.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, is there more to show?
Well, if
there a
Kuipers
second
doesn't
video?
show it, there is a second video.
Yeah, so skip
We
ahead.
alluded to it
But it's-
earlier.
There's a second video?
It's a second part
yeah,
of this
it's a
video,
second
right?
part. It's a
Of this video or a second
No,
video?
it's a second
It's a
video.
second video.
Go to second
Just go to
video.
the second video.
People don't want to see the 3 ways to get into the hat.
Nobody
now,
cares
Now
about
we
the
do.
stupid Odyssey
Right.
See it.
entrance.
One more video here. So
that's-
this one is the jumping down thing that you guys talked about was in E3. You can't do it everywhere on this particular level.
Everywhere
Um,
I fell over it, dropped me in.
Trust me, there are places that
At least
you will
on
die.
that side.
But yeah, you go.
Brown
down.
Eyes is feeling bad for you because we're beating up on you, Jeremy.
This is a normal occurrence with hot tips.
He says, "Good job with the hot tips, Jeremy."
The best part is when we actually play a game together online and we came up with this whole concept of hot tips is because you guys hate it when I give you guys tips that you think have no merit at all.
No, because there's different levels of hot tips from Jeremy. One of them is when he tells you how to do everything while you're trying to figure it out yourself, without giving you the chance to
I'm
figure it out
purposely
yourself.
trying not to do that.
But that's what the hot tips are.
I will
right?
I'll give you another hot tip that I think is incredibly important for your gameplay, okay?
Okay, let's hear it.
There is all kinds of different Cappy things that you can do, tricks that you can do with Cappy. And if you're playing with either the Pro Controller or in mobile mode, you can't do a large number.
You're a little too close to your
Sorry,
mic.
you can't do a large number of those specific moves. Things like the spin move where he swirls around you, the up and down throws of the cap, which
You can do those.
you can't do those with the Pro Controller
Yeah,
or
you
in
can.
mobile
I
mode.
do them all the time.
How? You shake the whole thing?
Yeah.
Well, that would
Yeah.
be. You can't do it with the
I
Pro
don't think you
Controller,
can.
Yeah, you
can
can.
I don't think
Yeah.
you can do it if
but
you've
you
got
can't
it.
because some of them requires you to move only one
I
of
think
the
you
two
can,
controllers.
I
think
just
you
go,
can-
whoosh, and
Yeah.
you just lift it up, or you just spin it, flick your wrist, like let go of it and flick your wrist. It'll do the circle one, or if you flick it up, it'll do the up one. I played a lot with the Pro Controller. did
Really?
that, yeah.
Well,
Does
there
it let
go.
you do that when it's
Sorry to
It's
discredit.
definitely harder to do that.
It is. And
Does
then,
it let you do it when you've got it on the Switch
Yeah,
itself?
it does.
Okay.
but I will say that none of those are ever matter, and but very rarely do you need.
They
to
do
use them.
matter. There's
like-
at least one moon that you cannot get without the up throw.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's very like it is harder to do that way, but it's like that it's so rare that you have to do it that it doesn't really matter. You can still.
There
get
is
it.
some other unique things in the game that would make it difficult to do, which is you can chain those moves in order to get places in the game that you wouldn't otherwise be able to get, and those places often have large piles of coins
Yeah.
as a reward for doing it. So things like being able to jump to heights that you wouldn't be able to get, or across distances by throwing your hat, jumping on your hat, and then doing a dive motion. There's a few different ways that if you string those things together, you can get places in the game that you definitely wouldn't be able to get to otherwise. So.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Anyway,
Hot tips to
fun game.
Jeremy. I like how your segment is supposed to be like 5 minutes. And
Well,
you
you
took
guys
like
interrupted
20 to
me,
get
and
through
Kuiper
this.
screwed up horribly.
Yeah, blame it all on Kuipers.
Sure, it's all my fault.
You know, you can become a tree, a rock.
Man, what is going on
Let
with
You
your
need to get away from
microphone?
your mic
I know,
here. Too
it's-
loud
stop-
and it's pop.
stop
He's way too excited. Teddy's triggered because I ruined all. I fact checked all your. Let's get this stupid email.
Emails.
If it works.
Check unheard messages.
Emails, voicemails, or DMs. We want to hear from you.
Mailbox number, please.
It's mail time.
First message.
All right, we ain't got nothing. All right, it's been a great show. Thanks everybody for watching. If you want to send something into us, send it into the loop at minuteatub.com or call us at 475-TUB-CALL. It's been a great evening. We love you all. But there's one important thing that we got to do before we leave. We never want to forget this ever. Don't forget, but to thank our Patreon peeps. These are the people who we kindly appreciate their love and support. They are the ones who, donate at the co-producer level or higher, and so we get to put their name up in the shiny Patreon coral. And they, that's $10 or more, so they're kind of the high rollers. But you too can be part of that if you go to patreon.com/meninatub. Again, we are very grateful for their support, and you can earn lots of love from us that way. There's hangouts, there's things, little special treats we give.
Yeah, get all
give
the
you.
love.
But it's cool if you want to do that. We appreciate it, and you can just do $1, and that's also very cool. Thanks everyone for sticking around. Don't forget about Extra Life. That's coming up Friday night at 7 p.m. You do not want to miss this.
24 hours.
We'll be here tomorrow night as usual with the Tubcast, and then at 7 p.m. on Friday this week, we'll be going for 24 hours, as they said, to 7 p.m. Saturday night. Lots of different games. We're bringing back the Jackbox. We haven't done that in a while. There's going to be a lot of other. We're going to play some new games, some old games. We're going to end it all with VR. That's going to probably be around 3 o'clock or so, 3 or 4 o'clock on Saturday night. If you want to specifically tune in to watch VR.
Yeah, we're going to use some of the expanded zone of the studio that if
Maybe.
people have been paying
We'll
attention
see-
to
we'll see if-
via RIA.
I mean, we might or we might not, depending on how cameras and everything works. But
No, we will, because VR will be in that space.
okay, well, sure, we'll use it then.
We're
You
gonna
heard
do
it.
VR.
We're gonna VR it. I think that's the kids are still excited
we decided,
about
like what, 3
VR. I don't.
3 on Saturday.
I just said
Maybe
3 or
earlier.
4
You
is what I
just
just said. If you were listening, but I guess that's cool, Jeremy.
I
You
was
weren't
double
listening.
confirming.
You
No,
know,
I said that's going to be in the new expansion
I was
of the
talking to
studio.
Kyle, calling him
Oh,
Jeremy as an insult
Okay.
for not
thanks.
listening to me. I said 3 or 4, Kyle, because we don't have a solid schedule, because we might go over, and then if they tune in at 3, I don't want them to be mad, but technically it's on the schedule for 3 o'clock, okay? So give me a break.
Don't
Why has it
say
got to
or
be
4.
perfect?
Just say 3, and then they
Or
can
4,
be there.
because
They'll
if
be
they're
there.
at 4, it doesn't matter. They're still going to see VR. I don't know why we're arguing about this. Just watch all 24 hours and you don't miss anything.
Exactly.
How about that? All
Donate
right,
to the
see y'all
kids.
next week, everybody. Have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Love ya.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.